In this video, we're looking at the alignment of Vira B, or Warrior 2. In the stories in yoga, this is the warrior pose that was the line of the bow and arrow, so the archers. We can imagine that if we bring the arm in and bring it back. So the warriors, that were the archers with the bow and arrow. Different from Warrior A, Virabhadrasana A, which were the spear throwers. Now, the benefits of Virabhadrasana B, or Warrior 2, very similar to the benefits of Warrior A, Virabhadrasana A. The chakras we're connecting with the same, the root chakra, or Muladhara, the Svadhisthana, the second chakra, the area around the hips, as well as Manipura, or the area here of the solar plexus. So the themes that we work with are rooting, grounding, strength and fluidity, as well as courage and strength. The benefits, also very similar from Warrior A, strength and stamina in the legs, openness in the hips, and openness in the chest. And we can work with different flows to focus on different aspects. Now here's the main alignment points for Virabhadrasana B, or Warrior 2. We'll have the legs wide on the mat. So in order to get there, you might, for example, from the top of your mat, step back with one foot. Now, there's a bunch of different ways you can talk about the foot alignment, and all of them really are correct. You may have heard the front heel aligns with the back heel. That's just fine. Or you might have heard the front heel intersects with the back arch, so it's the middle of the foot. The front heel intersects with the middle of the back foot. That's also correct. In truth, it's whatever position feels most comfortable for folks. So there is not a right way of doing it. With the hips, they're on a diagonal really. Once we come into this and then bend the knee, we'll see that our hips are really diagonally open to the side. So it's a diagonal rather than straight open to the side. In order for them to be straight open to the side, there'd have to be a different position of the foot. So don't try and jam your hips to the side. Allow them to be on that diagonal. So let's go through. We're stepping the foot back or stepping a foot forward, walking the foot perhaps back a little bit more, aligning the back foot in whatever position feels good, perhaps with intersecting from the back heel, or perhaps finding heel and heel connect. You can also have either the back of the foot, so the baby toe side of the foot, align with the outer edge of the back mat, or for some folks, it's a bit more comfortable to turn it in slightly. So it can be either, just really whatever's most natural as somebody steps back or forward, wherever they come to and it feels most comfortable. So after you step back, you can take a breath, a little exhale to bend into that front knee, inhale to bring the arms out to the side, and then exhale to soften the shoulders back. Now, we often use the cue to look over that front middle finger, and that's just great, but you don't need to. If it doesn't feel comfortable to do that, for some necks it's not going to feel comfortable, the gaze can be out to the side. An interesting thing often happens when we turn the gaze over that front arm, the back arm will drop a little bit naturally. Don't worry about it. It's not something that needs to be corrected. It's just something that kind of naturally happens once we stretch that out. Now, how long do you want to be in this pose? It really depends on what you're doing. You might hold it as a static pose or asana, or you might go with the flow. So one flow that you might do is, for example, really following that mythology of the bow and arrow. So you might, for example, turn that top palm forward. You might bend that back arm, and as if tugging back on a bow, releasing the arrow, that might be your inhale. And then you might exhale to come forward, inhale to come back, and exhale forward. That's one flow you might do. Another flow is bringing the arms up and down. So you might inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, and exhale down. Or you might do another flow with the arms where you kind of, on the inhale, give yourself just a little cross, a little hug. Exhale. Inhale in. Exhale. Or come up with something else with the arms. Maybe you bring the fingers forward to touch and then slice through the air. So maybe it's an exhale coming in and an inhale out. You can be really creative with the different flows. What I suggest to you is have a little play and see what feels most comfortable for you. See what inspires you. Now, as we come out of the pose, out of the asana, similar to our Warrior A, if we're coming back to standing to Tadasana, we root into that front foot, turn the hips, and step forward. But you might be sequencing this Virabhadrasana B, this Warrior 2 pose through a flow, like more of a vinyasa. Quite often, for example, say we're coming from our warrior, you might even come down into a lunge, maybe even step back into a down dog or a plank. It's quite a popular one to come up and down from a vinyasa flow. Now, when we're exploring our Virabhadrasana B, our Warrior B, we can use different cues to help folks to connect to that rooting quality a little bit more. So, for example, I'm going to open back up, come to the other side. We might use that same exploration that we explored in Virabhadrasana A, Warrior 2, where we squeeze in through one part of the breath and press out for the other part. Maybe the arms come into it. Maybe on the inhale, you squeeze in as if feet are trying to crinkle the mat, feet pressing in. And on the exhale, pressing out. I love to bring the arms into it as well. So I'm inhaling, pressing in. Exhaling, pressing out. If you're taking time to hold the pose static, so holding it, a cue that you could use to help folks relax their shoulders is imagine that the arms are resting on a shelf. So you can roll those shoulders down. Imagine that they're resting on a shelf. If you see, oh yeah, there's still a bit of tension going on, you can try this trick where you turn the palms up, roll the shoulders down and away from the ears, and then just moving at the wrist, so locate the wrist, give the fingers a little bit of a wiggle, and turn just the palms down, and then reestablish your Warrior B. So that rolling of the shoulders back and down, and then turning just the palms down can be a way for us to get a little bit more release through the shoulders. Another variation in Virabhadrasana B, or Warrior 2, is Exalted Warrior. And this can be a great one to even flow in. So here's our regular Virabhadrasana B. Exalted is back hand on back thigh. Front palm turns up, and then you lean back. Beautiful way to open up the chest, so you're getting a little bit more into that opening. You can also feel that beautiful opening across the hips. You might lean back into it. You can also flow, so maybe you inhale into your Warrior B and exhale into Exalted Warrior, or the other way, going between the two to find a little bit more movement with the shoulders. And then coming out, we'll do an exhale to release the arms. And then either find that step forward or back, so rooting into the foot that you're moving into. I'm going to step forward, so I root into my front foot and step forward. We can also do, of course, our Virabhadrasana B, our Warrior 2 on a chair. This is great for anyone who, for whatever reason, it's not appropriate, it's not available to them to do this as a standing pose. Starting by sitting on a chair. You can walk towards the edge of the chair a little bit. Keeping one knee just as it is, reach the other leg out to the side. And then here you can find your lovely Virabhadrasana B, Warrior B arms. Maybe even taking a little look over one arm. or going into any of those flows, arms up and down, arms forward and back out. Or even a little bit of your bow and arrow. With the chair asana, the chair poses, we often find with the standing poses, we get a beautiful extra opening of the hip. So counter to the idea that many folks have about chair yoga, about it being a lot easier. In chair versions of some poses, some asanas, such as our Vira B we actually get really a much deeper stretch in the hips. So those are some ways that we can explore and teach Vira B, Warrior B.